What you just heard is the sound of my favorite arpeggio on guitar. In fact, most days when I warm up, it is this type of arpeggio that I play first. This arpeggio is of course the major 7 flat 5 arpeggio, and in its most basic form, starting for example in the key of D, it would sound like this. And then up the octave. And when you cycle through the inversions of this particular arpeggio, I think that you get a sound with a lot of inherent forward motion, and all of a sudden the arpeggios sound as though they're spiraling upward or downward, as the case may be, a bit like this. I became particularly familiar with this sound when I was familiarizing myself with the playing of saxophone luminaries like John Coltrane, Joe Henderson, and of course Michael Brecker. And fortunately, since the guitar in standard tuning has a relatively similar range to the tenor saxophone, we can also get a lot of use out of this arpeggio very effectively on guitar as well. So today I'd like to show you a couple of approaches to this arpeggio that I like to use and I've found very useful in my own creative soloing on guitar. And if you'd like to learn this particular arpeggio and a whole lot of other ones in great depth, make sure to check out How to Practice Volume 2, Arpeggios and What to Do with Them at bensguitarclub.com. And while you're at it, it would be fantastic if you could give this video a like and consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my upcoming playing videos, lesson videos a bit like this one, and discussions about music. Alright, let's jump into looking at this arpeggio in slightly greater depth. The major 7 flat 5 chord is really not that much different to the regular major 7 chord. To keep things a bit more interesting, let's stay in the key of D major. If we were to take the notes of a D major 7 chord, we'd have the following. D would be our first degree, F sharp would be our natural third degree, A would be our fifth degree, and C sharp would be our seventh degree. So we'd have a chord that sounds like this, D major 7. To turn this into D major 7 flat 5, we just have to alter one note. So let's go through this chord again. We have our first degree D, our third degree F sharp. Now this time, instead of our regular fifth degree A, we're going to move this note down to A flat so that all of a sudden we'll have a flat 5. And then finally the natural 7, C sharp, which gives us a chord that sounds like this. You can hear the difference. D major 7, D major 7 flat 5. And you can also experiment with some slightly more interesting voicings of this chord, D major 7 flat 5, like this one, which consists primarily of fourth intervals. This chord, D major 7 flat 5, is the first instance in which we're going to try the D major 7 flat 5 arpeggio. It would sound a bit like this. The arpeggio itself has a really evocative sound in my opinion, possibly because of its intervallic structure. What does it make you think of? Is this a sound that you like? Maybe there's an arpeggio that you find to be even more evocative. Drop a comment and let me know. The next application that can be particularly effective for this arpeggio is something that we can achieve by taking our initial D major 7 flat 5 chord and in this case applying a B flat to the bottom of the voicing, so we have something that sounds like this. This presents us with the notes of a B flat 7, sharp 5, sharp 9 voicing with the following notes: B flat, D, F sharp, that's the sharp 5, A flat, and C sharp or D flat, that's the sharp 9. Now you'll notice inherent in this voicing is our D major 7 flat 5 arpeggio. So that means that over a B flat 7 altered chord, we can utilize the major 7 flat 5 arpeggio occurring a major third above the root note, in this case D major 7 flat 5. And the arpeggio will inherently contain alterations that work over that B flat 7 altered chord, namely the sharp 5 F sharp and the sharp 9 C sharp. Let's hear that in action: D major 7 flat 5 over B flat 7 altered. Once again, in my opinion, a really beautiful, evocative, maybe even heart-wrenching sound, certainly to me anyway. What do you think? I've found these two sounds to be incredibly useful, and I've used them a lot throughout the years and continue to get a lot of mileage out of them. Is it a sound that you like? Maybe there's a sound that you like more. Make sure to drop a comment and let me know. And consider giving this video a like and subscribing so you don't miss any of my upcoming playing videos, lesson videos like this one, and discussions about music. And consider learning with me at bensguitarclub.com, where you can check out my mini lessons, masterclasses, and bundle packages, including the BGC bundle, which features all of my mini lessons and masterclasses in one package. I hope you enjoyed exploring this particular sound with me today, and I hope that you find it to be useful in your own playing. I'll see you next time.